It's the opening week of the 2022 CAA football season. We're here to get you ready with the first edition of 3 Things to Watch. Each week, Rob and I will pick 3 storylines for fans to keep an eye on during the upcoming schedule. Rob, it's a busy week 1 with all 13 teams in action. Let's start on Thursday night as Monmouth makes its CAA debut at New Hampshire. Our first thing to watch features the big guys in the trenches.
Carly, Monmouth has gone 38-14 over the past 5 seasons and is excited to carry that success and momentum into the CAA. The Hawks face a New Hampshire team that is eager to erase the memory of last year's 3-8 campaign and regain the dominance that saw the Wildcats make 14 straight playoff appearances. Now, the matchup I'll be watching is up front, where Monmouth will have 5 new starters on the offensive line, and they'll be tested against a strong New Hampshire defensive line led by veteran Nico Kavickas and All-American Josiah Silver.
Here are Monmouth coach Kevin Callahan and New Hampshire head coach Rick Santos talking about the battle up front.
We have 5 new starters in the offensive line, and they have a very, very experienced and productive front 7. They're going to pose matchup problems on the perimeter with us with the size and speed of their receivers. We know that we're in for quite a test.
I think it starts up front with our senior captain, Nico Kavickas, at the defensive tackle position. He's really emerged as a vocal leader. He's always led by example, but I think he's taken heed in that, and he's done a great job getting the guys motivated every day. Josiah Silver is obviously somebody who was extremely productive as a freshman, being named an All-American. We expect him to build on that phenomenal freshman campaign.
The other big CAA football matchup on Thursday night features nationally ranked Rhode Island visiting Stony Brook. The 2 teams have played a number of exciting down-to-the-wire games over the past few years. And quarterback play is usually critical in those situations, which sets up our second thing to watch.
Yeah, Rhode Island and Stony Brook come into Thursday's games with completely opposite quarterback situations, but both head coaches couldn't be happier with where they stand. The Rams are led by redshirt senior Kasim Hill, who passed for nearly 2,200 yards and 18 touchdowns last season, including a game-winning 27-yard coin pass in overtime to beat Stony Brook a year ago. Now, the Seawolves are replacing 3-year starter Tykel Fields, but have had a competitive 3-man battle for the starting signal caller job between Josh Jamat, Darren Bryden, and Drew Gattieri. Now, while the trio lacks experience, they are equipped with the skills that could make Stony Brook more balanced offensively.
Let's hear more about the quarterbacks from Rhode Island head coach Jim Fleming and Stony Brook head coach Chuck Priore.
Yeah, I think, starting with Kasim, he's done a really good job in the offseason with his body. He's got himself in better shape. He's got better mobility. His accuracy has continued to improve, and I think his leadership skills have become very evident on our football team.
They've given us a lot of opportunity to move past some of the things and really develop this program into something different offensively. So I'm excited about them and all 3 of them.
Our third thing to watch is to see how CAA football teams will fare in their 6 games against FBS competition.
Yeah, Carly, in 15 of the past 20 years, a CAA football team has knocked off at least 1 FBS opponent, and 5 times in the past decade, the CAA has posted 2 victories against FBS foes. This week's slate features teams from the SEC, ACC, Big 12, American, Mountain West, and Conference USA. I'll be watching to see if a CAA team can pull off another stunner.
Listen to what a few CAA coaches had to say about facing these FBS opponents.
Anytime you go to an FBS school, you get a chance to play at a pretty cool stadium usually and in a place with some history. And, we enjoy those things, but it's also not what we're going to do. We're going to have a business trip and go compete and win.
But our guys are fired up. We're anxious. We're really looking forward to the trip to Nashville and play an SEC opponent. In a nice venue.
How I've always approached this, and I talk to the kids is, one, I've been on the other side of these games, and I know that when a team comes out and can be themselves and play well in the first half and get the thing into the second half, you never know what'll happen.
Those are our 3 things to watch for week 1 of the CAA football season. Be sure to follow CAAfootball.com and all of our social media outlets for scores, highlights, and recaps from all the action.